what I'm working on now is the fender. Got a lower fender patch. I cut it down to size. I don't want to use too much of it. Then I'm going to scribe my line. And as usual, these lines are more rounder, so I'm going to have to hammer and dolly that to try to replicate this line. This is a real rough cut. I'm going to cut it about 1 inch below it. And that will allow me to suck this up further and then do the real scribe line. See, look, this is the original scribe line. This is the new one. After I got all this excess mess out of the way, it pushed itself up. Sometimes when you line up panels, you have to cut slices into the panels. This gap is too small, so I sliced it, and I'm going to have to slice it right here, hammer it down, and re-weld it. I already sliced right here to push this in, and then re-welded it. Not only do you have to cut slices on edges, you also have to weld tacks on the edges. As you can see, the gap's pretty good, but up here it gets a little wide. I could either put a piece of sheet metal right here and tack it on the edge, tack it on that edge, and tack it all around. That'll close the gap. Or I could just throw some tacks on the edge. And I could tell by the shape of this fender, if I throw a piece of sheet metal right here, it'll get a little squirrely. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack on the edge and glass on the side. To metal work this hood. There's not many supports. There's just this and that. But look how loose and floppy that is. I gotta tighten that up. I already used a stud gun to level it out a little bit. It feels pretty good.
Chicago, and the Doobie Brothers. You're in the launch capsule. That's where you go. Double there.
Welcome to Treasure Hut. Here we are at Denial Swap Meet. And the odds of finding a good tool are slim. But when you do, you get a deal. I have all my sockets in here. The reason why I have them in here as opposed to in there is because I could easily tell what socket's missing. Right here is missing a 3/8 long socket. Got a couple sockets missing in here. And basically what I'm doing right now is I'm taking notes of all the missing sockets in here. I'm going to write it down on a notepad. And I'm going to the swap meet today. I'm going to get on my hands and knees and look through a bunch of sockets on the floor.
Chunk. Oh, chunk.
Wow, what a pack rat. This person might even live here. Look, there's a clock right there. Apparently they're not home right now, or open for business, shall I say. Oh man, how racist. I'm calling Al Sharpton.
It's right now it's on 100.
This jack might be worth it for $1 or $2. So what you do is you shave this down and weld on a nut, and then you get your 1/2-inch impact and jack up the car super quick. That's a great seat when you have the farts. See how the fart escapes right there? The fart hatch. Well, there's definitely no shortage of leaf blowers and lawnmowers around here.
now 60. How about 50 now 60? 50 now 60. I got 50 now 60. 50 now 60. 50 now 60. I got 50 now 60. I got 50. How about 55?
The key to looking for sockets is to rummage through with your eyes, and if you don't see any cracks in the sockets, there probably isn't any cracks in the sockets. So, let's go. Yeah, these are the stores you want to avoid. This is like a portable Harbor Freight. Liza's gonna need a ride soon. And I got ideas. Yeah. If you find yourself in one of these, don't touch anything.
Who made it through?
I got a buck on it. Not a good idea to hold the fruit in the same thing you mop the floor with.
The fake Toms. Like the fake Vans.
The finest in bootleg quality. Alright, I'm looking for sockets. And I found the 3/8 I'm looking for in Craftsman. 1/4 inch. Now let's try to find the 12 and the 17mm and 3/8. So I got my 3/8 socket. It's got a 3/8 extension and a 1/4 inch extension, all Craftsman, for $5. So, not the greatest of deals that you could find here, but pretty good deal nonetheless.